Hey everyone, it's Leo, founder of Ascend AI. Before we dive into today's episode, I just want to clear the air on one key note here. You see, I'm telling you this right up front because at this point in time, the line between human and AI content is blurrier than ever. And I refuse to hide that. So right off the bat, this episode uses AI-generated voices. But let me be crystal clear on why we do this. You see, this isn't about cutting corners, it's about cutting waste. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've heard about it. There are many podcasts and founders out there. They spend weeks polishing a single episode, chasing the best vocal takes, the best viral hooks, on and on and on it goes, only to deliver some sort of a fluff wrapped in a shiny package. Meanwhile, their real customers are left out there stuck with broken funnels, revenue leakage, slow sales, manual workflows, and on and on and on. At Ascend AI, I aim to do the difference. I obsess over actionable substance, not just production theatrics. It doesn't really matter to me. So by using AI voices, I reclaim at least 15 to 20 hours per episode. This time, I reinvest into your ROI by testing real frameworks on actual clients and stores that we deal with on a day-to-day basis and distilling what we actually find useful or helpful into these episodes. Now, here's my promise to you. These voices are just the delivery mechanism, the messengers, if you will. However, each insight, each note, each metric, each number, each case study, each failure, success, and challenges, or whatever we throw in this episode, they're all things we adopt and found interesting in our day-to-day operation. And we want to share that with you because they're practical and we've seen their impact in real life. That's it. That's the promise that I have for you. So if you're sick and tired of something generic and you want something that is deep, real, and practical, then you're in the right place. All I ask from you is to simply hit follow, share these episodes with a couple of friends. And with that out of the way, if you have something in mind, if you want to grow your store, if you want us to automate your revenue, if you want us to fix some leaks in your operations, just simply reach out to me on LinkedIn or X. Pretty much all these platforms will be linked in the show notes below. And with that out of the way, I would love to welcome you now to the No Code Founder Podcast.
Today, we're cutting straight to the core engine of your e-commerce revenue, the product detail page, the PDP. We've got a stack of fascinating sources that all seem to agree on one thing. For too long, businesses have treated this page like, I don't know, a static digital brochure.
And that right there is the root of the problem. Your PDP is fundamentally a sales tool.
Okay.
It's either your highest performing salesperson, expertly guiding a customer to purchase, or it's your absolute worst. There's really no middle ground in e-commerce.
That's a pretty powerful indictment. So if it's failing us, if it's that terrible salesperson, what's the immediate, most painful consequence beyond just, a lost sale?
It's the metric that kills profit quietly, the return rate. A poorly constructed PDP is vague. It fails to set precise expectations, and it leaves critical customer anxieties completely unaddressed.
So the product shows up and it's not what they thought.
Exactly. When the product arrives and it inevitably doesn't match the expectation created by that incomplete information, it comes right back. It's a very, very costly loop.
So founders might be high-fiving over, say, a conversion rate improvement, but if their return rate spikes from 10% to 20%, they've actually just driven themselves into a margin ditch.
Precisely. Your profit per visit is what matters, and high returns just. They trash that number.
What's the fix?
The fix is a rigorous rehab process. We need to stop guessing what customers need to know. We need to use AI to systematically mine the voice of customer the VOC.
So you mean reviews, support tickets, that kind of thing?
All of it. Reviews, support tickets, return comments. That data dictates the exact page structure, and that allows us to crush every single customer objection before they even reach the Add to Cart button.
We're essentially turning unsolicited customer feedback into a hyper-targeted content roadmap. That sounds like a much better investment than paying a copywriter to just fill space.
It is.
Okay, let's start with the scoreboard. If we're going to run this rehabilitation, what metrics do we absolutely need to track for our baseline?
You have to establish a clean baseline first. And I mean, run your measurements for 2 to 4 weeks before you change a single pixel.
So you get that accurate pre- and post-comparison.
Exactly. We focus on 2 primary metrics that tell us 2 very different things.
Okay, tell us about the first one, the real-time indicator of page efficiency.
That's the PDP to Add to Cart rate, the ATC rate.
Right.
This measures the pure efficiency of the page content. So if you get 100 visitors and 5 add the item to the cart, your ATC rate is 5%.
Right.
Now, this varies wildly by vertical. For something like fashion, you might see 3% to 8%.
Yeah.
But for low-anxiety purchases, beauty products, consumables, you should be targeting more like 8% to 15%.
So knowing your baseline is what's really critical.
It's everything.
And the second primary metric, the one that provides the necessary correction for that ATC number.
That's the lagging indicator of true success. The return rate, segmented by product variant. If you optimize the page and increase clicks, but those clicks lead to higher return rates a month later, you have successfully misled the customer. You've just traded short-term conversion gains for long-term profit loss.
So we have to look at conversion and returns in tandem to understand true profitability. We can't celebrate one without the other.
Precisely. And in addition to those two core metrics, we look at key diagnostic metrics. These tell you why returns or drop-offs are happening.
Okay, like what?
Shifts in the stated refund reasons are absolute gold for a merchandiser.
Give us an example of how that works.
Okay, so if you see item doesn't fit spiking from, say, 15% to 30% of all returns, you immediately know your precision block, your sizing information is inadequate.
Got it.
If, however, you see not as described or poor quality spiking, that points directly to a mismatch between your sensory copy, your photos, and the physical reality of the product.
And what about that intermediate step, the add to cart to checkout drop-off?
That's your critical isolation test. If visitors are adding the product to their cart but then abandoning it right before payment, that usually has nothing to do with the PDP.
Right, that's a different problem.
It's a whole different ballgame. That's a checkout friction issue. Maybe unexpected shipping costs, lack of payment options. The PDP's job is product desire. The checkout's job is payment efficiency. This helps you avoid wasting time optimizing the wrong part of the funnel.
Okay, we've established the baseline. Now for the core mission. Gathering the data to build our content roadmap. How do we collect and process this sheer volume of customer objections?
We need to draw from the three deepest wells of raw customer emotion and anxiety, what we call the voice of customer data.
Okay, what's the first one?
First, reviews. And we are laser focused on the 1 to 3 star reviews because they contain the specific objections and pain points.
But you still look at the good ones, right?
Oh, absolutely. We glance at the 5-star reviews, not for objections, but for the exact resonant language that customers use when they love the product. It's great for marketing copy.
Beyond reviews, where else do we look for this specific flavor of raw customer concern?
Support tickets. If you're using a CRM like Zendesk or Gorgias, that text is a goldmine. You can cluster tickets by anxiety type.
What do you mean by anxiety type?
Well, will this shirt fit my broad shoulders? Is product anxiety. The PDP needs to address that. When will my order arrive? Is shipping anxiety, which the PDP can address with trust snippets above the fold. Understanding that split helps you prioritize content.
And the third source, the truly unfiltered stuff.
The return reasons. Specifically those open free text fields where customers just type out exactly why the item is going back. They aren't worried about being polite. They are telling you precisely what failed their expectations.
So we've got thousands of these unstructured text fields. That's way too much for a human team to categorize manually. How do we turn that massive data dump into a clear, ranked content roadmap?
This is where AI truly acts as a production partner. Workflow has 3 simple yet precise steps.
Okay, step 1.
Step 1 is the hygiene. Export all that text, data reviews, ticket text, return comments into a single anonymized document.
Just get it all into one place.
Yep. Step 2, feed that data into a large language model. But you need a very specific prompt structure. It's not just summarize the complaints.
No.
The prompt needs to be analyze the following customer text. Cluster and rank all unique objections by frequency and by severity. Calculate a weighted score for content prioritization.
Wait, I like that. Frequency is easy. How many people mentioned it? How does an AI calculate severity?
Severity is often measured by the emotional language used. A polite question about sizing is low severity. A 1-star review claiming the product shrank immediately and is now useless is high severity, because that feedback kills future sales confidence.
Ah, okay.
The AI helps combine those 2 factors to give you a true priority list. It'll output something like, Objection 1, sizing confusion, 47 mentions high severity. Objection 2, fabric feel, 31 mentions medium severity.
That's a ranked content roadmap right there.
Exactly. And step 3 is crucial. Language extraction. You need to find the exact words customers use. Are they saying run small, or are they saying tight around the shoulders?
Because you want to use their language.
You want to use their language on the PDP itself. It builds instant rapport and credibility.
So if run small is the most frequent feedback for a jacket, you literally design a badge on the product page that says run small. We recommend sizing up.
That's the output focus. The objection library per SKU. It's a living, ranked list of content gaps that you have to address using the customer's own vocabulary to do it.
Okay, so armed with our objection library, we transition to the actual rehab strategy. We have these ranked anxieties. How do we map that into a new, optimized PDP structure?
We use 4 core content modules, each designed to systematically dismantle a type of anxiety. Let's start with the big one, the one that drives the most physical returns: fit and size anxiety.
The notorious item doesn't fit.
That map to the precision block. This is where we put that run small true to size badge, derived from the VOCAT data, right up top, very prominent.
Okay.
And crucially, you must include detailed model specifications.
Yeah.
Height, weight, and the exact size the model is wearing. That lets the visitor mentally map their own body to the product.
And what about that advanced move you mentioned, using existing knowledge?
The comparison to well-known brands. If your sizing is non-standard, saying the fit is like a Nike US size 10 or similar to a Levi's 511 fit, is a huge shortcut.
Because it leverages something the customer already knows.
Exactly. It leverages their existing confidence in a major brand and dramatically reduces sizing guesswork.
That's brilliant for reducing friction. Okay, what about the anxiety around material quality and texture?
That's the sensory block.
Yeah.
Most brands make the error of listing purely technical specs. 100% cotton, 200 GSM.
Right, and I have no idea what 200 GSM means.
The vast majority of customers don't, even though it dictates the weight and feel of the fabric. So you have to translate it.
So let's unpack that. How do you translate 200 GSM into a sensory feeling?
Instead of just listing the number, you say, this is 200 GSM heavyweight cotton with a distinct drape. It feels substantial and durable, not thin or flimsy. You provide the spec, but you lead with the sensory benefit. And you must also clearly state care instructions up front, right next to the material description. Returns, because an item shrank in the wash, are consistently a top offender.
I can relate to that ruining a sweater because I didn't see the tiny hand wash only tag. Smart placement. Now, for the third module, value and price hesitation.
That's the comparison block. When addressing price, you have to reframe it as an investment, not an immediate expense. The easiest way to do this is with the cost per wear argument.
So if I buy a durable backpack for, say, $250 and I expect to use it 500 times, that's just 50 cents per use.
Exactly. Or you compare a high-quality consumable against the cost of cheaper disposable alternatives over a year. It's all about demonstrating long-term value.
And finally, products that are complex or require some kind of installation, usage confusion.
That's the educational block. If your product is electronic or needs setup, you must include a how-to-use video or a GIF.
Okay.
And for complex parts, integrate a compatibility checker, a drop-down that confirms, yes, this specific part works with your specific car model. This prevents those bought the wrong part returns, which are purely process errors.
And the power of this is that the ranking from our AI-generated objection library dictates how high up on the page each of these modules goes. The biggest fear gets answered first.
Prioritization driven by customer anxiety, not just marketing aesthetics.
Let's talk structure, especially mobile. For most brands, 60 to 75% of their traffic is hitting the page on a small screen. What are the non-negotiable essentials above the fold?
Above the fold is your hook. You need the product gallery, and critically, a video thumbnail has to be visible immediately. Then your title, price, star rating, and those vital trust snippets.
And by trust snippets, you mean?
Things like the exact estimated delivery date, not a vague 3 to 5 days. A clear highlight for free returns or easy exchanges.
Building trust right before they even start to read the pitch.
And for mobile, a sticky add to cart button is absolutely non-negotiable. Customers scroll down to read, but when they decide to buy, they should never have to scroll back up.
So what's in the body then? The actual meat of the pitch.
Start strong with 3 benefit bullets that directly answer your top 3 objections. And remember to focus on the benefit, not the technical feature. Don't say, features a moisture-wicking blend. Hey, engineered to keep you cool and dry, reducing sweat buildup. Follow that immediately with the precision block and the sensory block. Give them the details they need right away.
And how do we upgrade the standard star rating into real social proof?
Use shoppable reviews that allow customers to filter the feedback. People want to filter by body type, height, skin tone, or their specific use case.
Interesting.
And swap out the glossy influencer shots for a dedicated user-generated content gallery, a UGC gallery. People trust photos of other real customers way more than they trust professional models.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. The advanced interactive modules. What takes this rehab page to the next level of objection crushing?
2 features stand out because they confirm customer intent and drastically reduce mismatch returns. First, the Zero-Party Quiz.
A quiz.
A short 3-question micro-quiz embedded directly on the PDP. We call it Zero-Party because the customer is willingly offering the data to improve their own purchase confidence.
So like for makeup, it would ask about skin tone?
Exactly. For a foundation, it might ask about skin tone and undertone. For a shirt, it might ask, do you prefer regular or relaxed fit? This directs them to the exact right variant and confirms their choice before they purchase.
That has to cut down on returns.
Yeah.
And the second module.
Q&A search. You have to abandon the static FAQ page. You need a searchable Q&A module embedded right on the product page. And crucially, you integrate it with your support tickets.
How does that work?
If the same question gets asked twice in your support system, you must post the answer publicly within 24 hours. You're building a real-time self-serve knowledge base, which immediately reduces future support ticket volume.
This sounds comprehensive, but also like a huge lift for content production. How do you do this for every SKU without hiring an entire army of writers? Where does AI help scale this?
AI excels at the drafting and scaling phase. It can draft FAQs instantly from clustering your support ticket data. It can take those exact phrases from the Objection Library and write first drafts of benefit bullets or sensory block copy.
So it does the heavy lifting.
It handles the volume. And if you sell internationally, it drastically speeds up localization.
That's the efficiency. But where must we keep the human in the loop? Where is human intervention absolutely non-negotiable?
3 areas. First, compliance. A human needs to legally review all claims, especially in regulated industries like supplements or beauty. An AI cannot verify if a claim like clinically proven is legally supported.
Got it. Legal and claim integrity. Number 2.
Accuracy. AI hallucinates. It might generate a plausible-sounding fabric blend saying 100% cotton when it's really an 80-20 blend. You have to verify all technical specs against source documents, period.
And the third area, which is critical regardless of how good the copy is.
Technical performance, specifically page speed. Your LCP, or largest contentful paint, must be consistently under 2.5 seconds.
And that's the time it takes for the largest visible image or text block to load.
Yes, and if the main hero image or the price and button block takes 4 or 5 seconds to load, visitors bounce before they even have a chance to read your beautiful, data-driven copy.
So the technical foundation has to be solid.
It does. And the key here is lazy loading all content below the fold images, videos, review widgets. The browser should prioritize what the user sees first.
Okay, so we've diagnosed, we've created the strategy, we know the technical limitations, we have our top 10 SKUs that need rehab. What's the structured rollout plan?
We stick to the 30-60-90 rollout plan.
Days 1 to 30.
Diagnose and plan. Establish those baseline metrics. Run your AI clustering to build the objection library for your top 10 SKUs. You are purely observing and analyzing. Do not change anything yet.
And days 31 to 60, the pilot phase.
Rehab your top 3 best-selling SKUs using the new module structure. A/B test the new page against the old version. And crucially, the key measurement during the pilot is profit per visit.
So that's conversion rate times AOV minus the cost of returns.
You got it. If your profit per visit isn't up, the change failed, even if conversion ticked up slightly.
That ensures we're only scaling changes that actually make money. And days 61 to 90.
Scale and refine. Roll out the successful modules to your top 20 SKUs. And based on the pilot data, you refine your content. Maybe your precision block needs even more detail.
Now, you had a critical warning about data analysis during this testing phase. Something about seeing the trees but missing the forest.
I'm talking about Simpson's paradox. It's the danger of relying purely on aggregated data.
Okay, explain that.
Imagine you launch the new page, and your overall conversion rate is up by 5%, which looks fantastic. But when you segment the data, you might discover that your high AOV desktop customers are actually converting 10% less.
While a flood of low AOV mobile users converted 20% more.
Exactly. The overall average masked the fact that you alienated your most valuable customer segment. The paradox is that the average is misleading you.
So you have to segment by device, traffic source, all of it.
Ruthlessly. You have to make sure you're not secretly losing money.
So what does this all mean? I think the core takeaway here is clear. Stop guessing what content your customers need. Use the data they are already giving you.
Exactly. Your PDP must evolve from being a static brochure into a living, proactive sales conversation that anticipates and answers every objection. The goal isn't just higher conversion, it's higher profit per visit.
We've covered everything from VOS mining with AI to LCP optimization and the perils of Simpson's paradox. So for our listeners, considering the role of largest contentful paint, that technical non-negotiable, what is one thing your site needs to do before you even start revising the copy?
Before you write a single new word, you need to implement lazy loading for everything below the fold. If you have video embeds, large UGC galleries, or review widgets that are hidden 4 scrolls down, the browser is still waiting for them to load. That lag is tanking your LCP. Optimize the technical foundation first.
A perfect reminder that speed and structure enable the copy, not the other way around.